This is a healing for anyone who has, any ladies out there who have breast lumps or breast cancer. The role of the breasts in the body are the nourishers. Breasts are the nourishers. Almost always when the breasts start to cry and become uncomfortable, it's because on some level one is not nourishing oneself sufficiently. So the first thing to look at is, how can I nourish myself better? How can I take care of myself more? So very often when these lumps come up, it's because one is giving and giving and giving to everyone else in the environment and denying one's own needs. So the first thing I'd like to suggest to anybody who's having breast lumps or concerned about breast cancer is, where in your life can you readjust your behavior or your orientation in order to take time for yourself, in order to support your own ability to self-love. So we're going to go look right into the heart chakra area and offer an activation for the heart chakra to open up the capability. There's, what I'm seeing are layers and ancestral layers going back 5 generations of women feeling unlovable, unworthy, unacceptable. They don't accept themselves. And these are for your ancestors. And so when we're working with ancestors, we're naturally working with DNA, because the DNA is the physical representation of the ancestral archive. And when we're looking at cancer, we're looking at anomalies in the DNA. We're looking at cells whose DNA has become corrupted, and these cells aren't functioning properly. So the issue at hand is, how can I love myself better? And the answer comes down to, it's not about trying to like or love myself individually. This is a process of expanding past the entire illusion of what is self-love and moving into a condition of understanding that there is no part of anything that we consider to be the self which is not ultimately founded in the source of creation. In other words, everything you think you are, anything you can think of that you can possibly identify as any aspect of yourself, is actually a manifestation of the divine. It is divine manifestation. All these little human bodies on this earth, it's all a way in which that great underlying singular wholeness of creation knows itself and adores itself through its own self-expression. So being a human is about being an antenna. Physical body is an antenna of the universe. And mental and emotional bodies, the personality, the conscious mind, these are the aspects of the being which are responsible for taking the raw data that comes into the physical body and interpreting that, extrapolating the reality from that, and offering that vision back to one's own source. Because ultimately you are the universe, the body is the antenna. It refers back to the source and is in a state of ever understanding its own nature. This is human nature. This is the reality of human existence. So when we love ourselves, what are we loving? We're loving the divine. We're loving the mother of creation. That's what we're loving, because the mother of creation is every particle of who and what we are. So when we're hard on ourselves, we're hard on divinity. We're being hard on the source of creation, on that which is the foundation of everything that exists. So clearing from the mental and emotional bodies, and particularly from the heart chakra and the heart area, and into the tissues of the breasts and the chest, and under in the lymphatic system up in the chest and in the armpits, and down into the arms. We're clearing the conception, the illusion that I am anything but the mother of creation, that I am anything but divine being. Seeing oneself as the universe, and knowing that the body is the antenna. There are some practical things you can do in addition to this which will be very helpful. Number 1, anytime you have a chance, take your bra off. Bras constrict the area, and they block a lot of the natural flow of life force in the area around the breasts. I should be doing this video without a bra on. Anyway, next time. I mean, you can wear your bra when you're in public. I'm in public. This is public, so the bra is on. But you can bet that when we get off the camera, the bra comes off. And that's just being practical. We don't need the constriction and the tightness. The other thing is, there is a kind of natural oil. Get it in the most concentrated and natural form you can possibly get it in. Marshy Aromavade makes a good oil. Amrita makes a good oil. Frankincense oil. Frankincense oil. And in the night, as you're falling asleep, wherever the lumps are, rub that oil into the lumps. And what you'll find is there are two things about rubbing the oil in. Number one, do not rub hard. Just gently put the oil in. And as you're doing so, the attention is doing two things. Number one, silence. Inner silence. No expectation. I'm putting this oil. I'm just putting this oil. I'm in the present moment. I'm just putting this oil. Like that. Simple. No expectation. That's number one. Number two, I love the tissues. These tissues are the mother of creation. That's the second thing. If you want to put some of that in, but then just let that go. The most important thing, for those of you who are watching this video who are familiar with the ability or have evolved or developed the capability to experience the source of creation in your consciousness, be in that space when you're putting on the oil. Pure silence. Pure, infinite, unbounded field of consciousness is putting the oil like that. And that is the key. This same oil is excellent for spots like sunspots, or if there's any kind of precancerous spots on the skin, that's also really excellent. It's excellent for that. I'm just thinking if there are any other points that would be useful. That seems like everything. So may this work for you. I hope anybody who has any breast lumps or any, challenges with breast cancer, I offer you the suggestion to try this. May this healing support your process. You are all extremely beloved. I love you dearly, and I offer this with all my heart, that no woman should ever suffer from such a thing again. Thank you for being with me.